I was chatting with a friend the other day, and he was trying to decide whether it made sense to finally upgrade his backyard from a small portable grill to a full-blown outdoor kitchen island. He kept saying he loved cooking outdoors but was nervous about spending a lot of money on something that might end up being more show than substance. I told him the same thing I always say when someone's on the fence: imagine the first summer weekend you fire it up, how many people you can actually serve, and whether the whole setup will blend into the space you already have. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. When you start looking at an all-in-one island like the Mont Alpi 132-inch black stainless steel model, the first thing that pops out is the sheer amount of cooking real estate you get in one unit. It's basically a kitchen you could walk into: a 44-inch 6-burner gas grill, a side-burner pizza oven, a charcoal tray, a griddle plate, a built-in refrigerator, plus a faucet and sink for prep and cleanup. The idea is that you never have to run back to the house for a bottle of water or a spare slab of meat. Everything you need is right there, tucked into a single stainless steel island that you can anchor to a patio or a deck. Who should consider this? If you're a family that entertains, often think weekend barbecues, birthday parties, or even casual dinner parties where you want to keep the grill going while the kids play nearby, this island hits the sweet spot. It also makes sense for people who love the idea of cooking multiple things at once, like searing steaks on the main burners while the pizza oven bakes a margarita, and the side burner keeps a pot of sauce simmering. The built-in fridge is a nice touch for keeping drinks cold or storing marinades without having to sprint back to the house. For those who have the space for a 132-inch island, the layout can become a focal point of the backyard, turning it into a true outdoor living room. On the flip side, if you live in an apartment or have a modest patio, this is probably overkill. The footprint alone can dominate a small yard, and the cost of a unit this comprehensive isn't something you'd want to justify if you only grill a couple of times a month. Also, if you're primarily a propane-only user and have no interest in converting to natural gas, the fact that the grill is natural gas convertible is a nice feature but not a necessity. In that case, you might be better off with a simpler, single-burner grill that still offers solid performance without the extra hardware you'll never use. Let's break down the practical strengths. The 6-burner gas grill gives you a lot of surface area, which means you can cook a full spread without crowding the grates. I've seen people use 3 burners for direct heat, 2 for indirect cooking, and keep the 6th as a low-temp zone for warming buns. The double-lined grill hood with a temperature gauge is a thoughtful addition because it lets you monitor the internal temperature without guessing, which is handy when you're trying to keep the heat steady for delicate items like fish. The side-burner pizza oven is more than just a novelty. It actually reaches the high temperatures needed for a proper crust, so you can alternate between grilling a steak and sliding a pizza in without turning off the grill. The charcoal tray lets you switch to charcoal for that smoky flavor on the fly, and the griddle plate provides a flat surface for breakfast foods like pancakes or for searing vegetables. The built-in refrigerator, while not the size of a full kitchen fridge, is enough for a few bottles of wine, a couple of soda cases, and maybe a small container of pre-marinated meat. Having a faucet and sink on the island means you can wash hands, rinse veggies, or mop up drips without trekking back to the indoor kitchen, which keeps the flow of a party uninterrupted. The 110-volt, 4-watt heavy-duty electric motor that comes with the unit powers the faucet and the refrigeration compressor, and because it's a low-wattage drawer, you won't have to worry about overloading a typical outdoor outlet. Now, the practical weaknesses. First, the sheer size means installation isn't a DIY weekend project for most people. You'll need a level surface, proper anchoring, and a gas line that can handle the 6 burners plus the side burner and pizza oven. If you're not comfortable with gas hookups, you'll have to call a professional, which adds to the overall cost. The unit is heavy black stainless steel isn't exactly featherlight, so moving it after it's set up is a hassle. Second, the refrigerator is modest, and it runs on a single 110-volt line, so if you plug too many other devices into the same circuit, you could see a dip in performance. Third, while the temperature gauge on the hood is useful, it's not a digital readout, so you still need to be a bit savvy about interpreting the numbers, especially if you're new.